Welcome back to Marvel Puzzle Quest with me, P.I. McLeod, and we're here at day, 4141. So, without further ado, what are we here for today? Crash the Titans. So, let's get into this. We have we have Human Torch, it looks like, and I'm just looking at the icons, right? And Spidey, like, well, maybe what, 3-star Spider-Man? If I'm looking at that correctly? I'm just looking at the icon, so let's figure this out. First off, Human Torch, 3-star version. Human Torch is definitely one of the older Marvel Puzzle Quest characters. He came out so long ago. It was back when it was okay to release your 2-star and your 3-star version of yourself and have it be exactly the same character. You know who you are, Captain America and Thor. Human Torch brought in the very earliest, like the beta version of repeaters into the game. I'm not joking when I say that. Human Torch's green nowadays is a repeater. Back then it wasn't. It was a countdown that started at 1, went to 0, and it was basically when it hit 0, it would do an effect and then recreate itself on the same spot. It's the same thing, right? Back then it didn't word it like that. It was just a countdown that would go back up a tick on the timer and then count back down again. It used to be abusable with certain characters like Coulson, but that was very limited time. They didn't keep it for long. They decided, we should probably fix that. We should probably make that into its own type of tile, something that repeats, and hence we had repeaters. It wasn't because of him we have repeaters, but he definitely had the earliest version of it, and then later on they started changing the game up and adding repeaters as a normal thing for more characters. Okay, history lesson over. What else about Human Torch? Not much more. He's got an easy red nuke. It destroys 2 tiles on the board, 2 red tiles, and also gives the AP for him. So it kind of effectively makes the next red casting from him cost 2 less in a way, because, you're getting 2 back. It's okay. It's decent-ish. And then you have his black, which is his Inferno. And honestly, if you're building Human Torch, I normally put that at 3. I do a 5-3-5 version of him because Human Torch's black does this. It creates 8 attack tiles around the center, like a nice little, the squarest version of a circle you can get since Minecraft. Once that's on the board, how do I describe it? Well, okay, it costs some black AP, but then it also soaks up or gets rid of a little bit of yellow, blue, and purple AP for your troubles. Kind of sucks in that regard. And it won't make attack tiles in that circle if it's on a team up or an enemy tile's in the way, or you get the point. It has to be basics. And hence, now you know why I put it at level 3. Because it won't overwrite certain types of tiles. You might have just wasted some AP there. Not to mention you're losing yellow, purple, and blue AP while doing it. Easily the worst of his powers, but if you need 8 attack tiles for a cost, yeah, sure, go for it. I wouldn't suggest it. Run the red and the green. Anyways, and there's Lockjaw, the Royal Bulldog, the MPQ's first goodest boy. He came into the game quite a ways after Human Torch did. Lockjaw brought in a mechanism to play with charge tiles, to protect your party when they're dealing with special tiles, and power that was heavily dependent on the board's color makeup. In other words, he's trying to do too much. Let's just trim it down to that. Here, we'll start at the top. Loyal Protector. Passive, early game passive. Early stuff here. When the enemy matches include a friendly special tile, he comes to the front, resists 100%, so all that damage, and that's only at level 5, mind you. Lower that number if you want to resist less. All that damage, and then deals a nice chunk of damage back to the enemy. Pretty good for being a passive, honestly. Obviously, nowadays, it works really good with Polaris and friends. Someone who's putting out a lot of special tiles. But this requires the enemy to match, not destroy, just match a friendly special tile. It's kind of niche nowadays. Niche, that's the word. A lot of days, a lot of powers revolve around just passive things hitting. They don't need to kill you with matches anymore. It's nice, but this is yesterday's news. It's good in some respects, but once he gets to the front, he's not going to jump to the front again. So, it's cool, but it's not. However, it is still a good power for, if you plan on using it. If you're going against an enemy Polaris, having him just basically nullify one of the matches and jump to the front, do some passive damage back, it's not a bad thing. But, reserve your judgment to see the rest of them, okay? Hold that out there. Royal Escort is 8 blue, which is meh, middle of the road pricing right now. And if you read the text here, it quite simply gives you a very basic explanation of what's going on. He summons someone different depending on which color is most present on the board. Now, if you've done the math, you know there's 6 different colors out there. We're not counting team ups. That doesn't count for this. So that's red, blue, green, yellow, purple, and black. So start at blue. If there's a lot of blue on the board, he destroys up to 7 random tiles in the enemy's strongest color and deals some decent damage. It's actually a pretty good nuke for blue. This is Quake obviously coming out and just doing a bunch of destruction aimed at a certain color. It's good, but again, it has to be mostly blue on the board, so can't really call it when you want it, right? And then there's Bring Out the Best, which is Kamala Khan, comes on out and gives the team a burst of health, and that's for yellow. But, do you really need to spend your blue AP for a burst? Not even true healing, a burst of health for the team. Quasi-Sonic Whisper, obviously if green is the most, Black Bolt comes on out, destroys the middle 2 rows, deals some damage. I mean, it's okay, but it's not even team damage. It's just one singular damage. Notice how the blue actually did more, did some board shake, selected color board shake, whereas Black Bolt over here actually just destroys 2 rows right in the middle and does less damage. I feel like Black Bolt got the shaft on that one. Hair Metal is for purple. Medusa comes on end of the board and swaps 16 pairs of tiles, stealing strike, protect, and attack tiles, improving by a lot, really. The nice thing about Hair Metal, if you get this with Lockjaw, is his actually works with his yellow. If you get to steal those tiles, right, all of a sudden now you have more fuel for the yellow passive's fodder. So you kind of want Hair Metal to pop up more often than not, but again, you're at the mercy of the board's RNG. You need purple to be the most prevalent color to even get this to happen. So anyways, this would be Crystal. Fun fact, Crystal wasn't in the game when Lockjaw came out. If you're new to Marvel Puzzle Quest, we had a little animation of Crystal coming on out for this ability. And back then, a lot of us who aren't that savvy in the Inhumans universe were like, oh, who's this? Okay, cool. We get an unknown person to jump on in front. But, now we have Crystal. Now we get it now. Let's see. Deal some damage and creates a red attack tile, blue protect tile, and black strike tile with an okay strength. It was okay. I mean, you get 3 more tiles. Much like with the Medusa one, you're getting 3 more friendly tiles to help fuel Lockjaw's yellow passive. So you weren't mad about this one either. And then there's this one, Karnak. Again, we didn't have Karnak when Lockjaw was in the game. Karnak came out later. So this guy comes out and looking all kung fu-like, and we're like, okay. Don't know what you're doing, but it's cool. Good to meet you. He does the best damage out of all the colors. You can see that there. Easily the one you kind of like just for a straight up nuke. Enemy with the lowest health gets it. And you stun each other enemy for 2 turns. Easily you wanted Karnak. You wanted Karnak to show up, but that means black had to be your most prevalent color on the board. And when you're dealing with a character that works with yellow, green, and blue, I mean, you're kind of not... You don't want the black on the board because you're not fueling your powers, but long story short, Royal Escort is easily the power I put at 3 more often than not because you can't guarantee what you're going to get when you want it, etc., etc. It's just not dependable. It's kind of sad by that comparison. And then finally, there is the Dog That Bit You. It is his green that deals with charge tiles. Convert for 8 green, you get 8 random basic tiles turned to charge tiles. Not bad, 8 for 8, right? The passive stating at the start of your turn, if there's a charge tile in the enemy's strongest color, you deal some damage. Lockjaw was one of the earliest characters in this game that had a passive that could potentially hit someone twice. Once right here at the beginning for the Dog That Bit You, and then on the enemy's turn, if they match a friendly tile of yours, Lockjaw comes up and bites them in the butt. Lockjaw had a lot of good passive options back then. However, here comes the negative. You have to have charge tiles out there, which you need 8 green to make them if you're relying on him for them. You need friendly special tiles to make his yellow passive do the thing they need to do. And then you need the board to be color heavy in the colors you want for Royal Escort to work. At the end of the day, Lockjaw's kind of meh at best. I hate saying that because I like using him. I think he's fun in concept, but there's a lot better characters that have more gel, more consistency to them. He's just not one of them. But anyways, when you go to play him, I usually like to take the Royal Escort, put it down to 3, Might as well kind of put all our eggs into these baskets, right? Royal Escort, now we're just kind of hoping for Karnak to get that damage out there and the stun for 2 turns for the other enemies, or someone to put some special tiles out there for us. A really good one would be Crystal, because then we don't have to steal them from the enemy, because Medusa's only works if you're stealing, right? That means they have to exist in the first place. Blah, 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 blah. That's Lockjaw in a giant nutshell. So, Crash Titans, Human Torch, Lockjaw, Royal Bulldog. I think we're good. We're all ready to go, right? We don't need no supports. If you need a support, though, for some reason you're using Lockjaw and he sucks for you, send me a message. Hit me up, and I will be sure to give me your name in the chat, and I will look through your roster. I have no problem doing that. We'll see what we can do to work with your supports. Ready, go. If you ask me out loud, the flaming, flying superhero against a dog with a tuning fork stuck in his head, you'd think that there's about ready to be some singed fur, but yeah, it's not going to happen here, huh? We're just going to start with this. Have you looked at my roster yet, KP? Oh, KP. Oh, yeah, you can see other people's supports, KP. I'll even show you when we get past this fight here. Well, in a bit. We just got to get through this. We'll look into. We'll use a random. Well, use yours if you want, actually, as an example. I'm trying to think of how we do this politely. Blue. Okay, so we're going to do this. Well, if I do this right now, it's going to bring out Crystal, right? Crystal's going to deal some damage and create 3 special tiles: a red attack, blue protect, a black strike, and that's perfect. We kind of want that because we're banking on our yellow. Look at her. Look at her. It's looking kind of cool there. So it was kind of neat back then to have that. I think we're going to get rid of this. Okay, fun fact. If I match this yellow to the right? Yellow is a color of ours. We kind of like to match damage, right? But if I do that, I'm destroying this red tile down here. I want to keep that red tile because Human Torch uses red. Human Torch has a high chance of taking this red and matching it downwards to match away our tile. I want to give him that opportunity. But I can't leave the match 4 of yellow there because the computer is just drawn to match 4s like a moth to the flame, right? So I'm going to get rid of it like this. And hopefully he does something to get rid of the red tile like that. Man, I couldn't have scripted that better. That was awesome. Want green. Now, of course, Lockjaw doesn't get to jump to the front and, like, you know, do anything cool like that. But you get to see, like, the fact that it did nothing, right? I'm hoping that worked. Okay, we're going to make some charge tiles. Look at that good boy and all that slobber. Okay, we have some red charge, some black charge. So if he doesn't die here, he'll probably die from the charge tile. Oh, wow, he died really quick. Man, that strike tile must pack a punch. Oh, wow. Next fight, right? Maybe we'll get him with the green passive next fight. Okay, now we're going to go against not just any Spider-Man. I called out like 3-star Spider-Man at first. I don't look in these fights ahead of time. We're going to go back in black Spidey? Wow. Okay, this Spider-Man came out quite some time ago. It was one of the earlier 5 stars. Not one of like the firsts, but you know, one of the earlier bunches. He was definitely the first Spidey we had though. And unfortunately when they made him, they weren't making him with webs in mind. They had his whole web mechanic going for other Spider-Man, and then for Back in Black, they just said, nah, we don't need that. Let's just have him, like, punch and go invisible and stuff. What? Okay, cool. This is Peter Parker, right? He had this ability, well, still has this ability, and it was so prevalent back then. He was a problem for some of us that relied on Kitty Pryde and Rocket to do a lot of strike boosting and just to hammer through people in PvP, right? Back in Black, Spidey said, nah, we're just going to cancel that whole thing. His purple says enemy strikes are basically worth nothing. He's kind of like Eddie Brock Venom. Eddie Brock Venom does for protects. He does it for strikes. So you could boost a strike up to like 1,000,000 damage. You know, use Hot Pool and the new 5-star Sam, right? And boost that strike tile as much as you want. Put on 5 stars, Back in Black Spidey on the opposing team. Those strikes don't mean a thing. Literally makes some worth 0. Well, I mean 1 because they have to do that for the math, right? But anyways, he also has a really neat thing where if an enemy is stunned, he's just invisible. Period. Doesn't matter who does it. You could have 5-star Iceman or Polaris or someone else stunning the enemy. All of a sudden, if Back in Black is on your team, he'll just say, "Oh, cool, that person's stunned. I'm just not here. I'm John Cena-ing out of here." he just disappears, gone. His blue does a little stun. but it also does a little damage. Well, if the person's already stunned, he just says, well, screw this, I'm just going to double down on the damage then. He does a lot more damage then, period. Finally, there's the green. The green is just a big old nuke. I think it costs like 14 or something. It's like obnoxiously expensive. But you get to see Spider-Man lifting a car and throwing it at you for a ton of damage and like a 2-turn stun, I think. Honestly, he needs a rebalance. I just said a lot of neat things, right? Enemy is stunned, he goes invisible. Cool. Enemy strikes mean 1, period. That's cool. Big old throw in a car stun ability. That's kind of neat. Expensive, but neat, right? He's really underwhelming. He's really underwhelming. He needs to do some more. Nowadays, people don't need to rely on strike tile mechanics to do a ton of damage, although they could. Things like Leapfrog and Eros' Arrow and other supports really invalidate high strength hits. There's so many ways to get around this stuff. Invisibility isn't as deadly as it once was, although it's still a factor. He needs some touch-ups, you know? He could be deadly again. They just need to touch up some stuff. I'm sure they'll get to it someday. Right? Maybe? I hope so. Okay, we'll heal him up for posterity, and let's get into it, right? I mean, have you ever seen Peter Parker square off against a dog like this? This isn't nice. This isn't my Spidey. Not my Spidey. Hashtag. Okay, I guess we'll take the blue, right? Let's go. You know what, just for the sake of it, let's see. We'll check the damage numbers real quick here. 6 for the blue, right? Deals damage to target, stuns the target for 1 turn for whatever. 14 green damage, stuns a random enemy for 4 turns. I thought it was 2. My mistake. It's still too expensive. Anyways, and this thing here, enemy strike tiles add 100% less damage, at least while one enemy stuns to Spider-Man's. Oh, I don't see no blue. I don't see no yellow. I don't see no green. Wow. I'm going to match away the purple. We don't have any need for Medusa to come into this fight, so let's match away that, right? I don't see no blue, I don't see no yellow or green or... Wow. Way to go, game. Make it underwhelming. I guess we'll just match that black out of here. I kind of don't want... I want Karnak to show up on the next blue cast. Let's get rid of some of the other stuff. We want to see old school pre-MPQ debut Karnak. That'd be kind of neat, right? Just maybe. We have to get the blue to make this work, though. Putting a card in front of the horse. Okay. You're not giving us good matches here, game. We'll put that there. There we go. Come on, don't get rid of the black. I need that. Oh. Now I have to take the match 5, right? You're stupid if you don't. And there's another one. I mean, we're just going to kill him with match damage doing this. You know what? I'll give him the crit. We got 30k health. And he didn't take it. But he did take the blue, jerk. Give me that green while we're here. He's going to stun me anyways. Wham! That double axe handle. So he's invisible, right? I'm stunned. But guess what? I'm not stunned, so now I'm not invisible. In a one-on-one fight, Back in Black Spidey is kind of, well, very meh. How about... Do I take the match? No, I don't want to take the match 4. I don't think I have a choice, though. I want to keep the black on the board for Karnak to show up, but I think I have to sacrifice a few to make this happen. So let me do this. And he just... Why is he doing this? He has purple in his... Go match something else. Go away. Stop that. I'm going to take that blue part of that match. Just, oh, perfect. Okay, we have a goal. Let's get Karnak guy here. Okay, we get Crystal right now. We already saw Crystal last time. So let's match that away. Okay, he's throwing a car at me. He did it. The friendly neighborhood Spider-Man has gone unhinged. J. Jonah Jameson was right. Spider-Man is a menace. And he has to be dealt with and held responsible for his crimes. Jesus, man. Chill out. It's a dog. Look at him. He went crazy on me. Okay. He's still losing the fight, but what do we got? It's Kamala Khan. We don't need her right now. I think we just got hit by a car and some taekwondo stuff, and like, I don't need healing. We're good. This dog's okay. More more Kamala Khan. No. And I can't even get rid of the yellows right now. There's so much yellow and I can't match it. Guess we'll take the green. Sure. Don't match the blue. Oh, I guess I don't need the blue. What am I talking about? Now? Kamala, get out of here. I don't want to match the black. Don't tell me the black is the only match. Come on. Okay, fine. This guy right here, this mook. Look at him. There, get rid of the yellow for me. Good. Don't get... I'm trying to fight the good fight for the, for the fun of everyone here. Come on. And they're making me match the black, aren't they? Wow. And they're going to give him the green. Okay, the yellow's gone. Now it's purple. I don't want Medusa. No one wants a Medusa right now. No one wants it. I think I have to match the blue, though. So there you go. He's going to strut down the street next with finger guns. Yeah. You're not wrong. That should be one of his moves right there. I think I have to take the green, right? I don't want to take the blue. I got to take the green so he doesn't throw a car at me again. Try it now. Still purple. What's his strongest color? Blue. If I cast the green, I could potentially just kill him by having a charge tile in his strongest color. I'm trying not to. I'm trying to get him with old Karnak, and it's not presenting itself easily. They won't let me get rid of these purples. They're like insisting that Medusa come out to play. Oh, now he's going to throw a car at me. Oh god, he's going to do the web taekwondo stuff too. Can I take all that and still live? Let's see. 4,000 damage, another 2,000 damage, 6,000. We got enough health for all that, right? We can take this on the chin. This would summon Medusa again. I think it's worth it, right? It's for the good of mankind. I can't match that purple. If I go down with that purple, that yellow then moves downwards. That black would go down. That would make a match for black. We don't want to do that. So let's go right here. Then we would get rid of purple and yellow in one swoop. He did it out of order. If he would have done the other way around, it would have been better for him, but whatever. Okay, yep. Don't match all the blacks away. This game just hates progress. Still Kamala. All that, and it's still Kamala. And there's a match for black waiting for me. Oh, I could do this right there. Don't. Still Kamala. I count a lot more of the color. Okay. Jesus. And that's a match for black up there. So if I match, I can do this, right? This would work, I think. Like this. And get rid of a lot of other stuff. Okay. It's still Kamala Khan. Get out of here, you. No one cares. We need to get rid of that yellow. I'm gonna do this. He's gonna stun me. It's okay. It's only like not even 1,000. He matches the black again. But he got a yellow. Oh. Dude. It's still Kamala. I'm trying not to kill him before Karnak can come out, but I guess it's going to happen. I think we have to do it just to get healed up. He's not going to last another hit, right? Yeah. Oh well, we'll just do it anyways. There we go. There she is. Thank you for that. And then we will do this. So we'll take the blue. He can't throw another car with that much green. I had to take the blue so he wouldn't stun me again, right? And there's still gonna be yellow left on the screen. It's Medusa now. Medusa's not helping us here. I don't have any way to get rid of any more yellow, so we will do something else, I guess. Still yellow, and it leaves us with the black match. It's just insulting now. Okay, we'll just do it. Get over there, slobbery. There you go. Do we just do this again for no? No, we don't even need to. We'll match this red right here. Yep, he'll get rid of my hope and dreams. We're on purple still. There you go. I tried. I really tried. I mean, I don't know how many punches you could pull. Peter Parker's just the one pulling punches. That's all I know. That's what I was told. Marvel Comics tells me Peter Parker pulls his punches. And all I see is him throwing multiple cars and using all his acrobatics to undo a dog. That's not cool. Oh well. We do what we could. We got 2 more LTs out of it. That's what you do with Lockjaw there. Like I said, you could do other things with supports. If you have trouble with getting through this with Lockjaw, which I don't think you will, but if you do, there's all kinds of ways you could add supports in to make this a lot easier. There we go. We got Lockjaw's Crash the Titans in, and that's about it. Monday, we'll come on back. We're going to run days 1 and 2 for Sidewinder, aka Seth Volker, if I'm saying that right. And we'll see what we can do with that. Anyways, that's it for me. I'll see you guys really soon, Monday, if not sooner. Thank you for dropping on, Judy. And also thank you, KP and John and Dark. And thank you, everybody, once again. Love you all. Good night.